for the interactive segment, which is my favorite part. Marian Ture, how are you?
Darling.
You know, I just can't get it out of my mind, this whole breast cancer awareness thing. Gee, you know,
which part of
it's been sticking in my mind.
No, which part of it
we should be having a male version. I mean, like hernia awareness, you know.
No, I don't think it's about the awareness.
The whole
it's about
week,
the action that follows it, right?
Sure.
The no brad day is what you're talking about.
Well, I mean,
not the campaign.
Let's talk about the male version. You know?
Okay, so what would you do?
You know, like free your all week. You know, not a day.
All week.
Like you did a day.
You want a whole week of rest? But you guys go anti-pay most of the time.
Well, but we do boxes and things.
Exactly.
So what are you talking about?
Are you jealous? Please, in fact, all of you, consensus. Let's just declare a day for, in fact, a week. He says it was 1 week. A week for our men to, you know, free their goods.
You look fabulous.
Free your goods.
You look fabulous.
Thank you, Yao.
You're fully clothed.
Yes, everywhere. There's nothing happening, so everything is intact.
Intact. Right. I tickle you all the time.
You do?
Yeah. How are you? What's popping?
So many things are popping. I was going to ask you about electricity in your neighborhood. What's happening?
I seriously don't know if there is a calendar or a schedule. It goes on and off anytime.
Okay.
Sometime when you wake up, just about to get iron.
Can you imagine I couldn't go to church on Sunday because of that?
Today I got a
I woke up and mostly I have something that you can do, wash and wear. But it got to that point where my mind was just blank. I threw everything on the bed and there was nothing.
Yeah,
there's someone 2 days, no light. Sunday,
I got a call from a friend of mine who was at Kolebu doing X-ray.
Can you imagine?
So while the X-ray was going on,
and then half. So what? You get water.
So
it's amazing, but that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
And so power cuts or Dumso, as we have termed it here in Ghana, has actually worsened. This time around, without a load shedding timetable to help us to actually plan ahead. Some people have, we spoke to, say that they haven't had power for over 24 hours. And I can corroborate that. Where I live, I haven't had power for more than 24 hours. Utility prices though keep going up. What really are we paying for then? Is it bad service? Also, the people of Tamale gave the Black Stars a rousing welcome in Tamale yesterday, and they actually didn't disappoint us today. The scoreline, fantastic. And does this mean though that we have forgiven them for the World Cup fiasco? This, as always, is GN Interactive, and my name is Marian Ture, and GN Interactive is supported by Surfline. Surfline, it's about time.
Joy News Interactive is brought to you in association with
Surfline. It's about time.
Before we start talking though, let me announce all the social media addresses you need to join us, because the show is nothing without your comments that are coming in and your suggestions. You can join us facebook.com/joynews-on-TV. Like the page first, comment on all the posts we put there. We'll share what you're sharing with the rest of the world live here on this show. You can send us your tweets at Joy News on TV, at JN Interactive GH, or to my Twitter handle at MN Ture, and you can email us joynewsim@multitvworld.com, and our WhatsApp number hasn't changed. It remains 054-010-9009. As always, JN Interactive is where tech meets news to set the agenda. So electricity tariff was adjusted by 6% recently. Now it appears we are paying for bad service. The Dumso has intensified without any warning and or a plan. Do you have a say when it comes to electricity supply? I don't think we have it, because it seems we only wail when tariffs are increased and continue enjoying bad service, yet we cannot do anything about it. We only sit, moan, and then still pay for the bad service. Consumers are complaining these days. Is there a problem with our transmission lines? That should be the major question here. But joining me on the line now, I'm hoping he's there, is Albert Queno, and he's the head of public relations at Gridco, and we really want to talk to them and ask about their side of the story, because it's a dichotomy. VRA comes in here, Gridco comes in here, ECG comes in here, and then PURC sits down with all of these people decide on the tariff increments, and then you would have the agent to us always come to us and tell us, yes, we have increased it by X amount and X amount and X amount, and then you would ask, what can we do about it? And say, okay, today we decided to hold it off, but next time you're still going to get it. It's the role of the PRC. Is it even necessary here in the first place? But I'll pause on that one, and I'm sure we can do that next time. But Mr. Queno is actually on the line, and I really, really would love to hear his side of the story. Albert, good evening, and welcome to JN Interactive.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
How are you doing?
Sometimes good, sometimes bad. It could be better.
Like the Dumso, huh?
If you put it that way.
So what is causing this current load shedding? The
current load shedding.
That's from your end as Gridco.
It's basically as a result of generation deficit. The power producers are not giving us our requirements, I should put it that way.
Right. So how many megawatts are you transmitting to ECG currently?
Let's put it this way. Let's put it this way, that the megawatts needed by ECG is short by 480 megawatts as I speak to you right now.
Right. So, I mean, the shortage, explain it to us in just for the basic person who is actually in Mokola, perhaps who hasn't been to school before. How do they understand what 400 megawatts means?
You want me to speak fancy since the person is in Mokola?
Well, you could actually speak fancy.
Let's say this way, that the supply-demand equation has a shortfall of 420 units.
Okay.
So that has to be balanced with some people not having electricity across the country.
Okay, so then the balancing act then falls on the other stakeholders and not
on Gridco.
On Gridco.
On Gridco. That's why we tell UCG to shed a certain quantum of load.
Right. But what then happens? Because sometimes we're saying that we don't have power, yet water in the Akosombo Dam will be spilled. What is happening? Can we tap some of it and hide it for later?
Can you repeat that question again?
I am saying that although we are crying that we have a shortage, there are times when the Akosombo Dam, which actually supplies perhaps the biggest chunk of our electricity, we shed water to say that, okay, because the dam would overflow, let's shed some water, X, Y, and
Z. I can't remember the last time we did that. But what is happening basically is because some of the generators are out for service.
Okay.
And the pressure in the West African gas pipeline has reduced considerably. So the generators that are fueled by natural gas, most of them are out with the exception of Asobi.
Okay.
That are in service are not producing the maximum that we need from them.
Right. Okay, well, I am hoping that the ladies in Mokola would have understood you. Thank you so much for joining us, Albert.
It's a pleasure talking to you.
Welcome. So we are moving now to the VRA, and Sam Fletcher is actually PRO for the VRA. Good evening and welcome to JN Interactive. Apparently he's actually not on the line, but we are facing a lot of challenges at this moment. Let me see if some of your comments have dropped in, because obviously just show thrives on what you are talking to us about at home. And the precursor, as always, is set on our social media platforms. But perhaps I think that if we can't find him, we should move to the next thing we're talking about, because this precursor is actually to talk to you about the match that happened today at in Kumasi, and I watched it. It was fabulous that Ghana actually won that particular match, and I was actually in a dilemma because my father is from Guinea and my mother is Ghanaian, and I was thinking, is my mom going to thrash my father, or my father is going to thrash my mother? But thankfully, my mother won. Ghana won. After all, I live here in Ghana, and so my allegiance is more to Ghana than it would be to Guinea, although I am both. So, say Ghana, I am so glad that we defeated my dad's Guineas. But then again, I am Ghana Guinea Union, if you get it. I still love it. And I'm really, really excited. But we wanted to find out if you've actually forgiven the Black Stars, or you're still angry with them for shaming us at the World Cup. After all, they won for us today. Hello, 3-1. We have all the 3 points in the bag. What are you thinking? Have you forgiven them? Have you not? Let me take some comments before we go, and then take a blog for the day, because we've been out there and we've been asking you what you're thinking about that. 79 comments have already dropped in. Thank you so much for keeping in touch with us. And the precursor on social media says Black Stars won against Guinea. Are you happy? Have you actually forgiven the team, especially for what they did to us in Brazil? That now Hollywood is actually ridiculing Ghana in a new movie. I can't wait to see it. Perhaps I want to see if they will be as authentic to the situation as possible, or they're going to fictionalize it too far away from what really happened. Yami Jerry just says big no, because you're just not satisfied. This win cannot satisfy you. Okay, Majid Aoud is sending this in from Gushegu. For now, yes, but it was not just about the players, but the management too, because they brought all the hula balloons. Okay. Ado Kitty Paul says no, never. So you haven't forgiven them. Oh, please do something. Michael says we played very bad. Kunedu just can't do the job. Okay. Mickey DeCarter says no, so they qualify and bring the cup home. You are a very hard taskmaster indeed. Stella says not at all. We won the cup. Okay. And Sam says nope, never. And Francis just says, I don't even know they were playing today, if not for the updates by you guys. Are you kidding me? You mean you didn't actually pay attention? Wow. Kweku Amakwajiman says, I have forgiven them after the apology from Asamoah Gyan and Andre Dede Ayew. I urge all Ghanaians to do same. Mubarak says they still have a long way to go before they can win our support back, so they shouldn't jubilate. Okay, so we are moving back to our earlier issue, and apparently Sam Fletcher is back on the line, and he is PRO for the VRA. Good evening and welcome to Gen Interactive.
Well, hello, good evening.
How are you doing?
By God's grace, I hope you are doing well too.
I am fabulous as always. From the VRA's point of view, what is the problem with power in this country?
I think what we should be asking is give us an update. We have already said what the problem is, a number of factors that are contributing to us having deficit in our power system. Okay. We have talked about the challenges we have in terms of repairs and maintenance work, which is basically done and is going through testing process. Right. We also have talked about the challenges we have with gas from Nigeria. We have also at some point announced the challenges we have with water level in Akosombo. Right. I mean, putting all these factors together, they take us to a deficit of about anything between 350 and 400 megawatts. And that is why the need to shed load. Right. Basically, that's where we are. And I think that the ECG has done well by putting out a load shedding program, which we are all aware of.
Well, I am not aware of one currently. The last time we spoke to them, they didn't have anything in place, actually.
I'm not sure if you are reading your graphic very well, but there's a load shedding program out.
Well, as much as I could read my graphic, if they are not following it, then I would not agree that there's a plan in place. There could be a plan in place verbally or written.
This is your word against the ECG.
I live in Dunsaman. I haven't had lights for 24 hours. Is that part of the plan?
No, if you haven't had light for 24 hours, I'll tell you what to do. You need to call them because you can't be having not be having light for 24 hours. Right. After every 12 hours, you need to have light for 36 hours. So maybe it's a different reason. But you know what? In this country, people attribute things to anything they feel comfortable with.
Right.
But I'm telling you that if you don't have light for 24 hours, it's important that you alert the ECD in your district immediately.
So when I call them and they tell me that Madam would bring it on within the next few hours and it's still not on, do I still continue wasting credit to call them?
You should.
Right. And then who pays for my bills at the end of the day?
Well, that's a question you need to put to ECD. But
right.
Really, I'm just trying to help you by telling you where you should go to when you have a problem. Because you shouldn't stay in darkness for more than 12 hours, according to ECD.
Ideally, yes. Please go ahead.
Yes, so I'm saying that you shouldn't stay in darkness for more than 12 hours, according to their program.
Right.
So, and I'm not speaking for ECD. I'm telling you what the ECD has said.
Yes.
That you get 12 hours darkness, and you get 36 hours of light. You go back to 12 hours in a load shedding period. If anything has changed, I'm sure it should come out. But for as long as that there's nothing new out there, this is what I believe in, and that should be the case. So if I have anything more than 12 hours, my advice is to speak to ECD.
Right. But from your end, how soon shall Ghanaians endure this? When will there be an end in sight? Do you know anything?
In fact, I'll tell you this. Most of our challenges have been in Abuaze.
Right.
I believe I have told you about the challenges we are having with the water level in Akosombo. Even with that, we are managing to run about 5 units as I speak to you tonight,
right,
as against normally doing 6 units. So we are running 5 generators as against 6 generators. This is part of our reservoir or water level management program.
Right.
We need to be able to save some water for the future. In Abuaze, what we have is about 3 or so gas turbines, about 3 gas turbines that are down. They have finished the maintenance work or repair work. They have finished doing it, but they have to do testing. That is what they are doing. Now, those testings they are doing could give us those machines anytime between tomorrow, Thursday, and Sunday this week. So in say 4 or 5 days' time, we should have those machines running. And when those machines come, it will cut the deficit immediately and bring it very, very low, so that we'll get out of the problems we are having today as far as load shedding is concerned for that period.
Sam Fletcher, PRO for VRA, thank you so much for indulging us.
Thank you.
So let's take some views from the streets. We have been out there to ask how your Dumso situation is. Let's take our video blog on that.
It's very, very bad. This light issues, you don't know what to even say about this, because sometimes from morning to evening you don't have light. Sometimes it exceeds to more than a day. It's very bad. So I think the government should do something about it.
You see, to me, on my opinion, the Dumso started as far back as 1996, right? You see, many presidents have come and gone. You see, the Dumso is still there. But I'm seeing this current government is doing well. But though see, no one is perfect. But let's hope that you put in maximum effort to make sure it get to an end of this, so that everybody will be free.
Sometimes when they give us homework, we can't do it because of the light off. So I want them to stop those kind of things so that we can do our homework.
We don't have anything to say. Whether if you talk or you don't talk, they will do it. So I'm okay.
TV up to now, we still don't have any means of quitting this light off issue, and we don't even know how to go by it. It's even a big issue to me myself.
they have increased the tariffs. What we are expecting them to, purchase new machines. If maintenance they need, they should do maintenance to meet the standard that the other partners of electricity companies in elsewhere are performing, because they are certain that they are increasing tariffs as they needed to be. So as we also needed the electricity, they should also make sure that they meet that target.
Oh, they do so there. It worries Ghanaians, but nothing. We have nothing to say, because I can see that they tell us they are going to increase the tariff so that they will serve Ghanaians better. But now we are still paying and we don't see nothing, so we can't say anything.
For the Dumso issue, it is very, very bad for Ghanaians, as I can say. It's because of the Dumso, that is why I'm going home for now to go and watch the Ghana match, but I pray that everything goes well so that the Dumso will probably stop, before the Raw tournament starts.
You're still watching JN Interactive with me, Marian Toure. Please don't go away. Thanks for staying. You're still watching JN Interactive, and my name, as always, is Marian Toure. So I was just telling you about the Black Stars' performance against the Guineans, and woohoo! Go Ghana. We beat them. Yes, we did. And my colleague, my friend, and my brother, Enes Boama, is here to help us with a little bit of some analysis. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Are you excited?
I'm excited.
Are you sure?
I'm excited.
Like for real?
Yeah, I'm excited.
What do you make of our performance today, though?
I think tactically, from the point of Max Oknedu, he was on point. He had his play right over there. His tactics was right, and his changes, at least I didn't see that changes that used to be done by Kusiapia, where you always see who was coming in, who was coming out. At least for this time around, we saw Max Oknedu who was tactical. He edged the boys and he had the goals. So for me, that alone makes Max Oknedu slightly ahead of what we're expecting from him. But I think that the game on all was good. The fans were then their massive. So it was good over there. But I think the goalkeeping side, that's where at the point I was so irritated. Because of the way he was delaying the game, when it was about 70 minutes into the game, I didn't see those antics as being right. Let us play, we could beat them. So for me, it's only about goalkeeping. Right. But I think tactical wise, Max Oknedu had it right, and the maximum points is shared over there. We just hope that as they search for new coach, they probably could consider him.
Okay, I as a Ghanaian fan, I was pleased with the performance, but being a sports analyst yourself and the people you've mingled with before coming here, are we all pleased as Ghanaians?
It's a mixed reaction that I'm having now. Okay. Some of the view that the players needed to come out like us today. They entered the field, should have apologized, but I think that others also think that looking at what
apologize how, like hold a press conference before?
No. Before the match starts. Whilst they are lined up after the national anthem, right? Then the captain
somebody takes a
microphone, then officially. But I believe that I listened to the Asamajan Grand Final interview just after they came back from Morocco, and he apologized sincerely. And you could feel it in his voice that they were sincerely sorry. But it's up. Is it about do you still play for money or for the pride? That's what Ghanaians haven't realized yet. But I believe that once they've apologized, there's nothing we can do. It's our team, not their team. Though they're also Ghanaians, but it's for us. So when they err and they apologize, we need to forgive them and move on.
That was why I was asking you if we're really okay, because some of the things I was hearing in the back room was that, hey, we don't want them to win. If they're going to take winning bonuses, they shouldn't take our money. No, they should lose.
You see, when Guinea equalized after the first goal by Ghana, some Ghanaians were jubilating, and it tells that not everybody is so much enthused about what is happening in camp now. But I believe that going forward, probably we should talk to them. But I think where the twist came yesterday was when Sandara came out, it was like the Tamale fans have welcomed them and they've not seen that before. And as if what was happening in Kumasi and Accra those days was not enough for them. I think that's where the fans were now tilting their anger back to the FA. I believe that the players, as much as apologized, they have done that, and let's move on. And the FA should also be very careful. The kind of comments that they make publicly to Ghanaians. Otherwise, I mean, Ghanaians are gradually forgiving them. I mean, to take time. It's a healing process.
It does, yes.
Yeah, it is a healing process. So we just give it time, and I know that, I mean, things will be all right for us. And the players also have now realized that it's not about money, but it's about the pride.
It's about the pride.
Many big people in Ghana have cautioned them about it.
But before you go, though, when is our next game?
Our next game probably will be around November. Where we have to play, I mean, Togo, and they also do Uganda. Those are the 2 matches that are left. And if we're able to beat them very well, convincingly, we know we are on our way to the Morocco 2016.
Woohoo! Go Black Stars. Thank you so much for your time here. We'll take some more of your comments that have been dropping in on social media before Steve joins me, and then we can wrap up the show together. And it was still on the question whether, you're actually pleased and shall we forgive them and all the la-la-las. And Theophilus says, ha, 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 ha. Maybe a little. Oh, Theophilus. That ain't good. Emmanuel Asiedu says, kudos to the boys. Adams needs to be talked to because the delayance was unnecessary. Hashtag go Black Stars. Yes, go Black Stars. Musa says, yeah. Legacy says, yeah, the players are sorry and we forgive them in abundance. I wish we all could have a heart like yours. Marjorie Chiramanting says, thanks for their effort, but still heartbroken. Mauli says, I'm not happy with them. Elom says, they didn't play today at all. They were just lucky. Really? Nana Osei Kufuor, guys who have a small pin charger, what does that really mean? Hakeem says we can never be happy until our money has been refunded. Which one? The one that went to Brazil? Come on, it's not coming back. It's not coming back. You have actually lost it there. Steve is back. We can wrap up the show together.
So that's how we draw the curtains.
That's how we draw the curtains on our job for the week on Journey Interactive and TBS.
Yeah.
We shall see you again, God willing, Monday, but a full Prince will take you from here on.
My name is Stephen.
My name, as always, is Marian Toure. Have a fabulous day. Good evening. Bye.
Joy News Interactive was brought to you in association